Chairman and Chief Executive of the Singapore Tourism Board, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to join all of you tonight for this year's Tourism Awards and also to mark STB's 60th anniversary, which means 60 years of tourism promotion and development in Singapore. I think it's extra special for the industry because I understand that the last time you had a face-to-face event for your awards was way back in 2019. It felt like a different world, 2019, because after that we went through COVID and the tourism industry was one of the hardest hit by COVID. So I also want to thank all of you for your forbearance and support during that difficult period, for your grit and resilience, and for working together with the government in getting through the crisis and emerging stronger. Thank you very much. Of course, so much has changed in the last 60 years. Back in 1964, we only had several tens of thousands of tourists in Singapore. We had rather simple attractions when we look back, it seems simple to us, at least now. The bird park in 1971, the zoo later in 1973, and then we had Sentosa later. Those were the kinds of attractions we had back then, and today we have world-class attractions, and we welcome well over 10 million visitors from all over the world. And these changes did not happen by chance. They took years and decades of hard work. We invested in key infrastructure like Changi Airport. We revamped and improved our attractions, and the zoo and the bird park are now part of a cluster of nature-themed attractions in Mandai. I'm sure the Mandai team will make some noise. We strengthened our arts and cultural offerings through the Esplanade and our museums. We brought in world-class amenities and facilities, including through the integrated resorts. We curated a more vibrant calendar of lifestyle events throughout the year. And importantly, we worked together as an industry to make sure that the entire visitor experience is a good one, from smooth immigration clearance at the airport to having clean, green, and safe streets where visitors can enjoy themselves. This remarkable transformation over the last 60 years could not have happened without the dedication of all of you. Our STB officers, past and present, I think several past veteran STB officers are here, past chairmen, past board members and CEOs, as well as our partners in the tourism industry. Your efforts help to make Singapore an attractive, must-see destination. As the MC said just now, in the past, even when I was in college in America, when you tell people where you are from, Singapore, you get a blank look on most people's faces. They really don't know where Singapore is. This is in the 80s, in the 90s. Nowadays, it is very different. People know where Singapore is. Our brand name, our reputation is up there. And all of our achievements have been made possible because of your contributions and hard work. So tonight, I'd like to thank all of you for doing your part for Singapore tourism. Thank you very much. Of course, tonight we honor one of the tourism sector's pioneers, none other than Mrs. Pamela Lee. She joined STB's predecessor, the Singapore Tourism Promotion Board, in 1978. She was one of the first to recognize the value in promoting Singapore's culture and heritage as our unique selling point. So she advocated for the preservation of historic districts like Chinatown and Little India, the conservation of heritage buildings like Chimes and Raffles Hotel, and she even played a part in bringing back the traditional bumboats along the Singapore River. Her leadership and vision played a key role in shaping Singapore's tourism sector, and so I'm sure you will agree with me, she is a well-deserved recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations. We are also recognizing a number of leaders in the tourism industry. We saw 2 videos just now. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal all of them, but it's okay. I think I'll mention them. They are on my table anyway. We have an outstanding tourism entrepreneur, Mr. Ron Tan. You saw the video of Mrs. Lynette Tan just now as well, doing events. And then you have recognition for others like Mr. Goh Chun Pong, Mr. Yam Kam Weng, Mr. Damien De Silva, Mr. Kung Tiong Wah. They are all getting recognition awards. Congratulations, all of you. We also honor 24 service professionals for going the extra mile for their customers. These service professionals serve at the front line. And they work in different roles, from tourist guides to cafe managers. And all of them have done their part to provide exceptional care and concern for visitors. One of them, Ms. Puginis Visvanathan, was previously an assistant teacher in a special needs school. She decided to make a career switch, so she joined the retail industry and eventually found her way to Sentosa, working as a senior ticketing host. While her career path has changed, she retains a sense of care and empathy. So one time she met a boy who was lost. He was scared and he was crying. But from her past experience, she could tell this is a boy with special needs. So she paid extra attention to comfort him, gave him a hug, and eventually reunited him with his mother. Well done. There are many other heartwarming stories to share amongst the 24. We can go on for all night. I won't be able to go through all of them. But these are individuals who have gone above and beyond to deliver exceptional experiences to visitors in Singapore. So thank you all for your contributions to our tourism industry too. Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. We have come a long way in developing tourism in Singapore, there is no doubt. But we cannot be complacent because other countries are stepping up their game. And travelers these days have so many options. We are travelers too. Singaporeans love to travel. We know that there are many options to go, different places to go to. And it's really not that simple or easy for Singapore to compete. In our immediate region alone, there are so many interesting places to visit. If you want to go for nice beaches, so many options to explore. Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, beautiful beaches, nothing that we can match. If you are interested in history, there are so many well-known heritage places to visit around the region. Don't talk about far away, but just in Southeast Asia, so many historical sites. So what is Singapore to do? How do we compete? I think first of all, we should build on our strengths. We cannot be all things to all people. We should focus on our Singapore story, how people from diverse backgrounds have come together as one, and how we have worked together to transform this place from mudflats to metropolis. Interestingly, I found out that one of the most popular tourist destinations is at URA, the Singapore City Gallery. I mean, URA didn't set up the gallery for tourism purposes. But the fact that it is such a tourist draw shows that there is interest in our journey as a nation. So we should develop better ways to tell our Singapore story. This is not about more hardware and infrastructure. It is about better storytelling. How can we do that? Through our museums, our arts and cultural performances, so that visitors can experience Singapore in an appealing and authentic manner. Another strength we have is our position as a business hub. We attract many business travelers. That is clearly a competitive advantage we have. We are amongst the most popular destinations in the world for business meetings and for MICE events. So we should build on this and do more to encourage business travelers to come. And then when they come for business meetings, to stay on for a few more days to do some sightseeing after their work is done. And they can, in Singapore, visit our attractions. They can enjoy, for example, dining experiences here across our wide range of F&B options, from Michelin-starred restaurants to hawker centers. Our connectivity is yet another key asset. Visitors who travel from afar to our region will want to visit more than just one country. So Singapore can be a launchpad from which they can do short visits to other countries, either by plane or even by taking a cruise from our cruise center. Second, we can develop more imaginative projects. Again, we can't do everything. There are constraints and trade-offs. In Singapore, it'll be hard to find good sites, not so much land options for us. Funding resources are always a constraint, and we have to be selective. We do have a few new attractions in the pipeline, including new entertainment arena at Marina Bay and the new attractions at Mandai Nature Reserve, and so on. We are looking at major sports events to attract and bring in some of them here. We are certainly bringing more concerts and festivals. But the key is to be able to synergize and pull it all together. And that was what made F1 so successful. It was not just a car race, but an entire weekend with many supporting activities around it, international conferences, concerts, and so on. So we should adopt this same approach in staging other new events, so that they are not just done in isolation, but are curated as part of a vibrant, year-round calendar of unforgettable experiences in Singapore. And that means STB cannot just operate on its own. It has to work closely with other government agencies as well as with all of you, industry partners, to maximize our overall effort. Finally, tourism at its core is a people business. All the best attractions, hotels, and events will count for nothing without the human touch. The human touch in imagination, in service, and in connection. So we have to continue to invest in our people to maintain our competitive advantage. MTI and STB have plans to better equip our tour guides and also to nurture leaders in the tourism industry, and they will share more about this in due course. And at the end of the day, the most important attraction in Singapore is not a museum, it's not Marina Bay Sands, it's not another hardware. The most important attraction is all of us, Singaporeans. We are all ambassadors of Singapore, and we should strive to extend our warmth and hospitality to all our visitors. We should do our part to preserve and celebrate Singapore's distinctive culture and heritage and build a home that we can all be proud of, both for ourselves and also to showcase to the world. Singapore has no doubt succeeded beyond all expectations, but remember, we will always be a little red dot with no hinterland and no natural resources. And that means we will have to continually reinvent ourselves and find new ways to add value to the world and make a living for ourselves. So tonight, as we celebrate 60 years of tourism development, as we celebrate the achievements of all our partners in the tourism industry, I hope we can also inspire one another to keep on innovating, to keep on striving to do better, and to work together to bring Singapore tourism to even greater heights. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening.